Welcome, everybody, back to Whose Show Is It Anyway? With your host, Tone, and Trashman Ronnie, who is the person who's been on the show the most. This is your third time.
Yes, it is.
And I'm the first ever back-to-back host, just by accident, because I hosted last with Flags, and we had to drop out at the last minute on this one. And since I produced this podcast, it made sense for me to fill in. So, Trashman, how you doing?
Pretty good. I appreciate you filling in. This was a total last minute thing. I was like scrambling to find a co-host like 10 minutes before recording time.
Yeah.
So like obviously you didn't do much research because you found out 10 minutes ago you're on this. And
yeah.
I never do research, so this should be interesting.
But it's okay because I know a little bit about conspiracies. Conspiracy has it that the person who's supposed to host with you is getting a body double switch. So that's why they couldn't be hosting with you. So if you see Tanner looking a little bit different on future Anomalies episodes, that's why.
Oh, you mean like Melania Trump hired a body double to follow around Donald Trump? That type of conspiracy? Yeah.
Or that Paul McCartney died and they replaced him with another Paul McCartney.
I mean, that one's pretty, I could probably be swayed, to be honest. I also believe that Tom Brady is not the same Tom Brady as he was in his first couple of years. I mean, he looks like an alien now. So
that is definitely true. But have you heard of this one? This is my favorite one. Do you know who Alex Jones is? While we're speaking of conspiracy theories,
are you going to bring up the Sandy Hook?
Nope. No, I won't do that. Nope. I was gonna bring up the fact that there's a conspiracy actually that Alex Jones is actually shoot, now I can't think of the name of the comedian. Oh, Bill Hicks, the comedian Bill Hicks.
I saw. I didn't see that one, but the like lookalike ones always like freak me out.
Yeah.
Like there's one where I think it's Robert Kardashian is now Ted Cruz. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Have you ever seen a side by side of Robert Kardashian and Ted Cruz?
No, but that's
odd combo. But
well, that's the Alex Jones and Bill Hicks one, which is hilarious. And then people have obviously back-ended it to be like, this is why. And so Alex Jones used to be really skinny. And then all of a sudden, I guess in 1 year, he gained a shit ton of weight. And then, Joe Rogan has back past with Alex Jones before Alex Jones was Alex Jones. And Joe Rogan's favorite comedian ever is Bill Hicks. And it was good friends with him, I guess, or had some kind of connection with. So it's there's and I guess the big thing is they kind of do look alike, but I guess they have the same two moles on their neck, in the exact same spot.
I mean, that's kind of a quinky dink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I saw a guy and he had a birthmark right here on his arm,
yeah.
And then I saw a different guy who was slightly more heavy,
yeah.
The birthmark on his arm, I'd be like,
wild, right? I have a perfect triangle of freckles, dark freckles, on my ear. It's a perfect triangle.
Yeah, I only have two identifying marks on me. One is and tattoos, but one is a birthmark right here. That's why I pointed at it.
Yeah,
and then I have a brand technically of a soda pop lid.
Nice
in my crotch area from high school.
What is it with you Anomalies guys and metal things either piercing or burning your genital area?
I don't know. I think it's just me. I mean, I tased myself.
Because didn't Tanner take a lawn dart to the nuts or something like that?
Yeah, he took a lawn dart to his scrotum. I mean, that's a tough one to beat.
Well, I mean, you know what, though? Guess what? The new body double doesn't have to worry about that because he didn't take one to the scrotum.
The new body Tanner, Tanner, as we're going to call him, is not going to have a scar from a dart in his scrotum. Yeah. I'm not going to check, but...
I mean, we can get Marco. You can get Marco to do it.
Probably.
If you don't call Tanner New Tanner tonight on the episode that you guys are going to record after this, I'm going to be highly disappointed. It'll be our inside joke until this comes out.
Most definitely.
So obviously the deaths and body doubles and all that kind of stuff, those are definitely really big conspiracy ones. Always people would it seems like anytime somebody somebody dies, like who is either in prison or like slightly famous, but like maybe had some like issues. It's always like, did he really kill himself? Like obviously Epstein's a big one right now. You got, you got even people will talk about the Aaron Hernandez one.
Yeah. Or like Tupac.
Yeah. Is he dead?
There are many people who still think Tupac's in the Bahamas somewhere.
Dude.
I mean, if I faked my death, I'd go to the Bahamas.
That'd be crazy. Be crazy though, like to think of nowadays with, although he was kind of in that era where like, had he like been around a little bit longer, there would be no way to get away with it. But like, there wasn't as many like cell phone cameras and all that kind of stuff available when he died. So he could have maybe gotten away with it.
Maybe. I mean, it'd be hard to get away with faking your death nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially if you're famous. Like, I think I could fake my death, but I don't think like Tom Cruise could fake his death.
No.
That's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, Tom Cruise might because Scientology, but
I mean, he might just not be on this world. It may not be a death. He may ride off in a rocket with Elon Musk to some faraway galaxy.
Like in him and John Travolta. So now that we've got a couple of those out of the way, what is like your favorite like go to if someone's like when like you got picked for this when the randomizer said you got conspiracy theories, what was the first place your mind went?
It went two places. One, it went to the Melania Trump one because I just find that hilarious because it sounds like something that the Trump family would actually do, to be honest. And then two, the second one was Flat Earth because I'm enamored with like the fact that people think the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the Logan Paul mockumentary?
No, but
Flat Earth.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
He infiltrates the Flat Earth community.
Yeah.
And by like partway through it, he's like, "Is the Earth flat?"
Oh my god!
Because like if you get deep enough into something, you'll believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably could. I'm a diehard Raider fan, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure if you drop me, like, I don't know, in Dallas, Texas for fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
I might be saying, go boys, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing of anything, right? A lot of these conspiracies are actually like a not peer pressure thing, but like just like somebody hears one piece of information that kind of makes sense and then like pairs with like if you can get like 3 sort of pieces of information to like kind of lean this way that are a little bit odd, and you can pretty much start any conspiracy you want.
I mean, to be honest, most married men live with conspiracy theorists. Wives can put together multiple things to make something sound like it's not.
Yeah, that's definitely facts. I mean, that's definitely facts. I feel bad that Claire, or Ashley aren't here to defend themselves as wives, but
I mean,
I'm gonna be with you on that one. I mean, most dudes, dude. That's the crazy thing too. Is like, I mean, in their brain, it could make sense. I mean, I've never been one of those people where like I just don't care. Like I'm like whatever. It doesn't like. But some people like they're like, oh, they took their car to Walgreens and they always park on the left, but next time they parked on the right, and you're like, what the fuck? First off, you pay way too much attention to people. Second,
well, the thing is I'm one of those people who pay like a weird attention. Like I'm almost too aware of my surroundings. Have you ever been walking through the store and not realize you're staring at someone?
Yeah.
That's me. As I'm driving, my wife told me the other day I'm driving and I'm taking a left going towards McDonald's, right? And we're coming out of the light and we're going like this, and there's people stopped right here at the red light. And I like straight up stared this dude down. I didn't realize it. But I was like looking, I like looked over, I saw him, I saw his baseball cap in the back, like in the back window of his car. And I like noticed like 9 things about this car. And my wife's like, you know that people think you're mad when you do that, right? Because I'm pretty dead-faced most of the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, And she's like, well, he probably thinks you want to like murder him or something right now. And I'm like, I don't do that often. And then I started catching myself like staring at people as I drive or like as I'm going through Walmart. But I don't know.
No, I think it's a drive. I drive a lot. You drive a lot. I mean,
yeah.
So it's like I think you just like you get in this comfort zone of like your brain. Like I don't think it's ever like an automatic like I always think through like my driving because we have these like 7 points we have to like always constantly do or whatever safety shit. But like I do them so frequently that I'm like, okay, cool. And my mind starts to like you said, it goes like that next layer. I think that's anything you do at like this is going to sound stupid. Anything you do at like an elite level or like you do it way too much, like you get comfortable in the zone where most people are like still like skittish. And then like you kind of like transcend into like another, like you're like, oh, like you're thinking of that dude's baseball cap behind him on the back seat and like, you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
it's
you're
funny.
not even like looking at it.
It's funny you say like an expert at thing because I got drunk one night and I convinced like a whole bar full of people I was a professional driver because I am.
Yeah.
They thought like, oh, he drives race cars. I'm like, no, I'm a professional driver. Like I drive for a profession. That's a professional driver.
Yeah. I actually said this to my wife because my wife's like, I'm a better driver than you. And I was like, well, I'm a professional at it. So I don't know if that you get. And she's like, you're not a professional. You do this other thing, which I'm not allowed to say. But like, I'm like, the main part of that job, I drive. Like, so I'm a professional driver.
Yeah. Well, one guy at that bar asked me, he's like, well, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a professional driver. He's like, yeah, but like what? I said, I drive a garbage truck. He's like, that's not a professional driver. I said, do you get paid to drive around?
Nope.
No, I do.
I do too. Yeah. We're professional drivers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, but I think that's anything you do, which actually kind of plays into why conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories, because a lot of people who believe in conspiracy theories spend a lot of time in shit. So they find like the little nuances that then take them into like this other little thing that they can kind of connect. Like conspiracy theories are like a puzzle that like kind of goes together, but you know, that one piece that like doesn't quite fit in the spot it's supposed to, but like yeah. And then someone's got their like scissors out and they're like, no, if you take this part, then you're like, yeah, but that other little piece that you just cut off, like kind of has to be there too. So that's not, like, you can't just disregard that thing.
Like the whole, like, for instance, the moon landing.
Yep.
How they're saying the flag's moving and how flags shouldn't move in this and this and this. And I'm like, I mean, that's way above my pay grade, but I'm pretty sure I could get a piece of fabric to move on the moon. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't know how, but I mean sure shit can figure it out.
Well, I feel like if they put it in motion, then it's going to stay in motion, sort of. So it's like, but also there's part of me that's like, what if both are true? What if we landed on the moon, but the pictures that we've seen are fake because they did those on Earth so they could have better quality ones?
I mean, that would make sense because if you really think about it back then, cameras aren't really what they are today. And for when was the moon landing? I don't know.
1969. 1969.
1969?
Yeah.
69. Great year. But I mean, back in 1969, they didn't have fucking like great cameras.
Yeah. Well,
and it's like, those are pretty high quality photos. I understand it's NASA, but you know how they always say we're like 10 years behind?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they had that nice of cameras in 1979.
Well, the crazy thing, and this is going to be totally like kind of off track here, but Kodak apparently had the digital photography like model down in like 1975 or so and like suggested it. But then like they didn't think anybody would want like a digital platform.
And now people are selling like pictures on the internet for millions of dollars.
Yeah. Or I'm wrong. It's not Kodak, it's Xerox, but like it's another company that did something else, but I think it might have been Eastman Kodak. But yeah. And like had they just done this thing, they would have been still like the craziest big business, but then some other business came in. Maybe it was Kodak who came in and stole it from the other company that should have done it first, but something like that. But the technology has been around apparently for a while, but just because of popularity, they didn't think it would be popular.
And now it's like the most popular thing in the world because
Yeah.
everyone has one in their damn pocket.
Which then again goes back to the moon landing. The phone that we have, each of us probably have a phone that's somewhat adequate, similar range, is like 7,000 million times stronger than the computers we use to get to the moon.
Which is wild to think.
So,
I don't think I could get to the moon with my fucking iPhone.
if I was the president, though, like, and I don't care, Democrat, Republican, fucking Green Party, Blue Party, Purple Party, who the fuck cares party, the first thing I would do is be like, yo, we're going to the fucking moon.
Yeah, because it's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I've every kid growing up, I don't care what gender, whatever you are, everyone wanted to be an astronaut at some point.
Yeah.
Because we all have that like weird like thing where we're like, I want to know. Just like aliens. We all want to know if aliens are real.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can get to the moon, I can find out if there's aliens up there. That will at least answer one question.
Well, the thing that trips me out is I'm like, why wouldn't we just go to the moon? Like, we're sending shit to Mars, and like the video is cool, but it's like whatever. Like, could you imagine if like I don't think anyone's in no one in my lifetime has gone to the moon.
That is weird to think.
Like, I'm like, could you imagine? It would almost be as big today if we put a person on the moon as it was in 1969.
Yeah, now we could like live stream it on Twitch.
We could, yeah.
I mean, could you imagine like NASA throwing it up on a YouTube live stream? How many viewers they'd have?
Dude, break the internet, maybe.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool to do because you could. I don't know how long it takes to get to the moon. Is it?
I don't either.
Like, but you could run a live stream for however long that is, and you know,
I would assume you could probably get to the moon faster than we think because I watched that one dude go up, Felix Baumgartner, go up in that fucking Red Bull balloon thing, which, by the way, also defeats fucking flat Earth. If you fucking watch that Red Bull thing,
oh yeah,
when he opens that bitch, you can see the curvature. Fucking. But I mean, and also like with like Elon Musk on board now and shit, like for sure we could probably get somebody to the moon, like super fast.
I mean, there was like talks of like a hotel on the moon.
Yeah.
Like I saw that like all over Facebook back when I used that ancient piece of technology. It was like, oh, you're sooner or later you're gonna be able to rent a room on the moon, and I'm like, I mean, no one's been to the moon in a minute. Now we're gonna send a whole cruise liner of people there. Like,
yeah,
that's 0 to 100 very fast. If you know what I'm saying.
So it says it takes about 3 days to get to the moon.
72-hour live stream, perfect.
I mean, could you imagine like on a Friday, like just like big time, fucking 4th of July, like find a 4th of July that's on like a Friday and be like, we're gonna put the biggest fucking firework up into the sky you can. We're gonna send people to the fucking moon, and then or do it like July 2nd. That's a Friday, and then like at the end of the weekend, boom, you got somebody on the fucking moon.
I mean, there would be people tailgating this.
I would.
I mean,
by the way, also, if I was anybody who had like, I'm like, hey, guess what? I fucking sell telescopes. I'm fucking tripling down on that shit because you know people are gonna buy telescopes like crazy.
I mean, imagine like every college town in the United States is going to do like a 3-day binger. I mean, alcohol companies through the roof. We're talking about sending stonks to the moon. Let's send a human to the moon and then stonks go up.
Yeah. Aren't we sending sperm to the moon?
That's weird. I mean, I understand they're I mean, sperm isn't people, but it's basically people.
It's the start of people.
I mean, it's a lot of people. I mean, the first cruise liner of people is going up in a tiny little vial, I guess.
Right? No, dude, I don't know. Yeah, we should be doing more with the moon, I think. But also, that's kind of random. So with the moon, and you have like, you know, us going to the moon in 72 days. I mean, like, yeah, some other crazy conspiracies that I enjoy that are like a little bit off the board. Like, I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but I'm just gonna make it a conspiracy here. I find it very strange that John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the 50th anniversary of our country.
That is kind of weird.
On 4th of July, the same year, they both died.
On the same day?
On the same day.
My dogs are freaking out.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm trying to not have them hear my annoying ass dog in the background, but I think someone's walking by. There's a conspiracy theory in my house that the mailman wants to piss me off every time I record a podcast. That's a local conspiracy theory. Breaking news, conspiracy theory. John the mailman wants to piss me off about every time because he comes by at different times, but he always comes by when I'm recording a podcast.
Maybe he's like maybe he has your phone tapped.
I mean, the CIA does, so it wouldn't put it past me to say John the mailman tapped too.
John the mailman's really a CIA operative.
Probably. He's like that guy there, in that like greenish house. He's up to something. And then I don't know what.
He's walking past today and he's like, these motherfuckers are talking about conspiracies.
Damn straight we are. He's probably like, either he's tapping into my phone or he's coming here to steal my Wi-Fi every couple hours. I don't know which one it is. And I'm not sure which one pisses me off more.
I definitely thought, when you said Wi-Fi, I definitely thought you were going to say Wi-Fi. I was like, dude, that's a problem. Fucking John the Mailman's a fucking homewrecker over here.
Yeah, John the Mailman. Fuck
that guy. John the Mailman's a dick. No, but yeah, so Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on July 4th, 1826.
That is kind of odd. Because, like, I wonder if you could choose what day you died, would you choose a holiday? Because, like, think about it. If it's a conspiracy theory and it's like they both died on 4th of July, that would mean either A, they wanted to die then, or B, someone wanted to kill them there, like, at that point. Well, to be ironic, like, almost as a joke.
Well, that's my thing is, like, I think it would be, like, one of those things. Because I think some of these conspiracies, right? Because some conspiracies actually are rooted in fact. And then they just get wild. So, like, I think the fact would be, okay, 50th anniversary of the country being the country. Let's kill off the two people that are pretty integral in starting the country, and it'd be like I wonder if like patriotism was like taking a dip. And, like, they were like, "Bam, let's kill these two," and then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, patriotism."
But the thing is, it sounds like a bad Ari Shaffir joke, if you know what I mean. On the 50th anniversary of the country, we're gonna kill off the two people who helped found the fucker.
I mean, it's just so ironic. If it wasn't, there's so many layers, but this is a great one because of it. You have two founding fathers of the country. They die on the 50th anniversary, which is a big one. It's not like the 46th
or like the 53rd. No one cares about the number 53.
It's the 50th, and it's on July 4th, which is the exact day. I mean, it's Independence Day. It's crazy.
And has anyone ever thought about Independence Day, the movie? The aliens picked that one day to come. Like, come on.
By the way, also, whoever wrote, I mean, this is the Hollywood, right, though? But, like, shows you how, like, America, like, highly values themselves. They picked, like, the aliens were only going to bug America. Because for the rest of the country, it was like, hey, who the fuck cares? Or for the rest of the world, no one cares.
Yeah, everyone's just like, why July the 4th? That doesn't mean anything in here in Korea.
Yeah. And if the aliens, as I talked about on the last podcast, we did paranormal stuff. I talked about aliens. The aliens coming would be like so interesting because we would have to be like, hey, Putin, like, we got to team up, bro. Like,
yeah. I heard an interesting conspiracy theory about aliens the other day.
Yeah.
And it was, okay, so how, like, the universe has been around for what, like millions of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've been around for like what, a couple thousand?
Well, I mean, 2,000 before Christ or after Christ, and like a couple thousand before Christ.
Yeah. All right, so let's just round it up to like 4. So that's like a very little percentage of like the time that the universe has been around. Yeah. So let's say like somewhere like 6 million years ago. I don't know. I don't know how old the universe is. Okay, I'm not a scientist.
I don't either.
So 6 million years ago, someone's like a million years ahead of us, and they're like traveling the universe. And they came to here on Earth before we were even here.
Yeah.
Like, that would be wild. What if like a Tyrannosaurus Rex saw an alien and we didn't?
Maybe what if the aliens killed the dinosaurs?
I mean, that would be a great book or a movie, honestly.
I mean,
Like, what if we are just like real life Sims, and every time they get bored of us, they like shoot a, like, I don't know, meteorites at us?
so that would go into another conspiracy that is a big one, which is that we're in a simulation.
We're in the Matrix.
Like, which could be. I mean,
it's like some really Ready Player One type stuff.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
like how meta? Because I feel like I'm a pretty smart person. I mean,
Yeah.
we're recording a podcast. I have a lot of thoughts. We started a podcast network. Like a lot of, I'm not dumb. Like,
Yeah.
I've never once ever felt like I was like being controlled by something that's not myself, per se.
Yeah. I mean, other than the smart thing for me.
you're underrated smart. No, but like there are times where like you're like, oh shit, like did that just glitch? Like I've seen times where I'm like that. Like sometimes like sports is a good one. Sometimes you see somebody do something in a sport and you're like, that shouldn't be physically possible.
Yeah, that looks like something that's only like available on Madden or like in NBA 2K or like, I don't know, any video game ever.
Yeah. And then you're like, maybe we are in a video game.
I mean, if we're in a video game, I would hope who's ever controlling me has a little bit higher standards than driving a garbage truck. I mean, guy, if you're there, I mean, let's turn this thing up to $1 billion and invest in Bitcoin like earlier on in life. I don't know.
But it wouldn't matter because Bitcoin's really worthless because it's a game anyway.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is you buy virtual currency on video games. I need some virtual currency, guy. Buy some virtual currency.
So let's get real meta on this one. We're literally talking about how we could be in a like matrix, and we are literally wasting our video game time right now doing a podcast about conspiracy. Could you imagine if someone's controlling
or it might just be like you hit auto play on Sims and you kind of just watch it for a little bit. That's what's happening right now, and they're like, this is what my character's into.
My character sucks. I should have played Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I should have. Man, I knew I should have picked LeBron James.
I mean, the crazy thing is like you think about it, like you play sports games, right? Like Madden and stuff.
Yeah.
You ever made like a character that you're like, that character is so fucking dumb and weird. Like, I wonder if like we're that character for somebody.
Yeah, I made a character, like, for instance, like I made a character one time. He was like 7'2", weighed like nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the coolest character in the world. And I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. There's no one in the world that looks like this.
And then I went
yeah, well, then I went to college and I ran into a guy who kind of looks like the character I created, all the way down to his gigantic nose. His name was Tyler. Really nice guy. Not very smart though.
What if like you were in a matrix, but like you were actually the only one, or like there's a few people that are actually controlling themselves. So what if like out of all of the population, like 1 in 10 people are actually themselves, but then everybody else is in the matrix from like another level?
I mean, that'd be lit, low key.
That would explain why some people are like kind of lame though.
That would, or like why some people are like closed-minded.
Yeah,
like completely like.
Or maybe that's why there's so many Karens, because maybe they're like in a level below, but they don't know how to control their character in this level.
I have a weird question. Why is it Karen?
I don't know. There's probably a conspiracy theory about it.
There's probably a conspiracy theory, but like you could have picked like Carol or like Margaret. I don't know.
I wonder if like since I did no research because I just found out I was on this podcast 10 minutes before we started, how Karen started. I'm about to Google it, so we're about to find out. Karen meme, how it started. The Karen meme has evolved So it looks like it's a. Can I speak to? Okay, no, yeah, I don't. It still doesn't give me a good excuse. I don't know if anyone knows. To be honest with you, I'm sure somebody does. But
Like everything's. It probably started with some TikToker. They're doing everything now.
yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't show it. The only thing it shows is a picture of that Mary Kate Goslin lady, the lady who had like 9 kids, John and Kate plus 8. But she's Kate, so she's not even Karen. So,
I mean, calling people a Kate would be a lot better than a Karen. I don't know. Karen's kind of a hateable name, though.
Karen's a little soft, though. Like, Kate has, like, almost like it rhymes with hate. So you'd almost like it would make sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Kate's a hater.
I'm trying to think of, like, hateable names.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but.
I mean, after the taco thing, Claire. I mean.
Yeah. There's definitely one for sure. That's a wild.
In the dark, you know what I mean?
I mean, you know, I've never been fond of since my first girlfriend was named Marie. She was kind of hateable, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, randomly, and this is just I've never met anybody who was born on the 4th of July that was a good person.
I'm trying to think. I know 2 people who were born on the 4th of July. I'm trying to think if they're good people. I mean, if you're born on a cool holiday like that,
yeah.
I mean, you're like, think about it. This is the psychology of it. Everyone's celebrating something completely different than your birthday every year.
That's true.
Probably I have a cousin who was born on Christmas, and he said it ruined Christmas and his birthday for him.
My grandma was born on Christmas, and we always celebrated it on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. He's like, I hate Christmas. And I was like, why? It's your birthday, dude. Like, that's dope. You double up. He's like, no, people are cheap. They buy me one present and say it's for both.
That's fucked up.
I'm like,
you can't do that.
That's jacked. I'm glad my birthday is in September. It's not anything.
I like mine being mine's in May, and because it's like kind of like midpoint of the year, and then like I got like Christmas like at the end of the year. So it's like every 6 months I'm getting something.
That is kind of sweet. I have like 3 months, 9 months, 3 months, 9 months.
Yeah, but you have the good one. So like when you become a dad, like you get Father's Day, which is like a couple months before your birthday.
That's lit. I forgot about Father's Day.
See,
do people actually sell it? Like, do kids actually celebrate that?
I mean, your wife will get you some shit basically for the first couple of years, and then like your kids will start getting you stuff. Like,
I don't know if my wife will. My wife,
no, she will, because she'll hate you if you don't get shit for Mother's Day.
All right, I'm gonna say something on this podcast. Okay, so me and my wife met 6 years ago.
Okay,
6 or 7. So first, like, probably the Matrix fucking me up, man. So for the first like 4 or 5 years, it was like dope gifts, like cool birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, everything like that. And then the last like 2, like basically since we've been married, she forgot about my birthday the first year we were married because it was 14 days after we got married, and she just completely spaced it, which I understand that one.
Fair
and
enough.
Then the year after that, she completely forgot. She's like, "Oh, happy birthday! Like, let's just like make some food at home." And
That's
I was
wild.
Like, man, I bought you a damn computer for your birthday.
You know what's weird though? So like for me, and I think that depends on like the personality type. I'm the type of person like I don't want for much. Like so like if I do want something, I will typically just be like, "Hey, I want this," and I'll go buy it. So it's really hard to buy me gifts.
I'm kind of the same way. The only like, if you're gonna like get me something, it's kind of weird to say, but I'm like the guy like just give me money.
Yeah,
anything, because I don't even know what I want half the time.
I usually have like 2 or 3 things, and like my wife usually does a pretty good job. She's like really fucking good at gift giving, which sucks.
I'm horrible.
Me too. That's why it sucks, because I'm like fuck. Now I got to do something awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's birthday is like 3 weeks after mine, so it's like it's real fucked.
That is tough. I would hate to have like birthdays hella close.
Yeah. The good thing is that since my son's like 6 days after me now, so the last couple of years I haven't had to worry about a birthday, because I'm just like, oh, just give me something small, and then like we'll just worry about his birthday. And my birthday falls on Mother's Day sometimes. So then I'm just like, no, we'll just celebrate Mother's Day. I don't even want to celebrate my birthday.
That'd be kind of dope, honestly. There's some years that, like, after I turn 21, I really don't care about celebrating. Like, 26 is big because I get like a few breaks on, like, you know, insurance.
Yeah. You can rent a car at 25.
I can rent a car.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some, like, 30 will be cool. And then after 30, it kind of sucks. To be honest with you. It's just kind of like, meh, another year. Once you turn 30, here's a conspiracy. Once you turn 30, you're the same age for the rest of your life.
I mean,
until you're like 50. So like you got like the next 20 years is the same.
I feel like, you know, big tens, like, you know, when you're 10 years old, that's a big deal. When you're 20, it's not that big of a deal. It's like that extra year.
Yeah, because it's weird because the 21 is like the big.
Why couldn't we just made it 20?
Well, it's weird too because like I was thinking about this today. 18 is like a big one because you're an adult, but like there are things like, and this is like kind of goes to like there are conspiracies obviously, but like you have like underage people who hooking up with like overage people, but like if you're 17 years 364 days and then that next day, like what makes that next day any different? Like when you really think about it, you're like, but like it's definitely fucked up. You should never mess with kids. That's that shit's fucked up. But like when you get down to like the nitty gritty of like the numbers, you're like, what does a 24-hour span change in that person's lifetime?
Well, like, so for instance, my wife's birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
did you get her a gift?
Yeah.
Okay. Like you thought about it, you're like, fuck, did I?
No, I got her a gift a while ago.
Okay.
I told her, I said, hey, like, because I got her a computer for our anniversary / Christmas this last year, and then this year I just bought her like a nice monitor.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy about being married? Not to throw you off. Crazy thing about being married is like your money is the same. Like my money is her money. So then you find yourself, you're like, hey, I know it's like 4 months to your birthday, but I know you want this thing, and it's like $400 cheaper than it's going to be in like 3 months. So like, let's just get it now. Exactly. So it kind of does ruin the magic of birthdays.
Well, it's like now I'm throwing myself off topic, but like we're like talking about getting me like a normal computer for in here for podcasting, streaming, all that, and like gaming. And it's like nice to like, oh, we can just save up for this and we both contribute, and I don't have to just buy it myself sometimes. Yeah, which is nice. But the weird one is 26 for insurance purposes if you don't have your insurance covered by the company. Okay. So my wife turns 26, so she's going on my insurance plan. That's a whole to do. But who picked the number 26?
That is kind of random. Well, I heard so they did so this is where it throws me off. So this is where like conspiracies go into like straight. Okay, so you have 18, then you have 21, and now they bumped up the smoking age to 21. But you can serve our country at 18.
Yeah.
But you can also vote at 18. So it's like, why can you not drink or smoke till 21? Why is that 3 years of difference? Then on top of that, the reason why 26, I believe, is because they did some study and they said that 26 is when you actually become like a person, like who can think. So, but then it's like, if that's the case, then shouldn't all of those 18s and 21s bump up to 26?
I mean, yeah, because like, if you can't think, there's no reason why you should be checking, you know, a presidential ballot. I mean, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you would think there would be one solid age where they're like 22, you can vote, you can join the military, you can smoke, you can drink, you can get off your insurance. Like, what?
Well, here's the thing. I'm 25. I don't know anyone my age who should be able to vote.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, I'll be turning 38 this year. Half the people I know shouldn't vote.
God damn.
I mean,
that's true.
But that's the weird thing about it, right? Is as you get older, like I guarantee you, me and you could go hang out. You're 25.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm 37 right now, so I'm 12 years older than you. We could probably go hang out, and it would really be no difference in probably mentality or thoughts or most of that stuff, because it might as well be the same age.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, I don't know, a lot of people my age, I feel like are getting more mature, but not very much more mature. I also think you kind of have like your immature side, which makes you fit in with
Yep.
us
Yeah.
as a collective. This whole
We are.
conglomerate of people.
I'm not even the oldest in the collective. And there's people more immature.
Like Richie.
Well, I was thinking Marco, but I mean,
Oh, I mean Marco's ancient.
but he's not super mature. He's got his shit. He's getting his shit together. But
I mean, no. Marco has been here since the aliens visited when the dinosaurs were here. Okay.
do we know
Marco
might be an alien?
I might have to confront him about that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I might get on when I record the next podcast. I might be like, "Hey, Marco, question: have you ever done one of those "Are you a human?" tests? Because I need you to do one.
Can you do that? Is there an online "Are you a human?" test?
I kind of want to know. That'd be kind of interesting to like do as a collective.
Yeah, I think that should be your episode tonight.
I feel we're gonna have Jeff Oskey on.
Oh,
we actually have a guest, which is dope.
That's awesome.
But I'd like to like send a link, like "Are you a human?" test to the whole group because I need to know if we're dealing with an alien.
We need to do the Wonderlic as well. But
I would be curious on who would win in a Wonderlic, like
Tanner probably.
Yeah, I would think like Tanner,
Gems probably, or Flags.
Tanner, Gems, Flags. I'd probably be on the lower end.
I feel like I do okay, not great.
Because isn't the Wonderlic like basic knowledge? You're like thinking through things.
Yeah, it's like, and it tries to trip you up with wording and stuff, I think. So, I mean,
I'm bad with reading, so I'd fail.
Reading is fundamental, but there's also, it's yeah, I could be a conspiracy too. Who knows? So getting back on,
we get way off track. Anytime anyone does anything with me, it goes off track. I should be the off the rails host, for God's sake.
Yeah, well, next time I need a co-host, like I'll call you in from the bullpen.
Definitely call in the lefty.
we'll just get you on as a guest. We need to get you on as a guest anyway. I need to get all you guys on, but the only person who's been on is Tanner. Let's I know we did bring up some other conspiracies in our 4-minute pre-show that we did. Denver International Airport. What do you know?
I don't know much really. It's something to do with like evil. I think it's like Masonic halls or something like that. Like every town has one. Does that have to do with it? Like all the demonic shit inside there. So there's like inside the airport, but I've never really looked into.
So there's so many weird things, and I'll do like the super Cliff Notes version. First off, there was actually an airport already in Denver that was serviceable for Denver at the time. Denver wasn't on the rate of growth that it is now. So now it makes sense that they have this thing. But the crazy thing is they built these 5 towers that were going to be the airport. And then they were like, we screwed it up. Instead of demolishing them like you would think you would do, they buried them underground. That is fact. They are buried underground. So think about that first. Okay. So that's weird. One.
That is odd.
Then they rebuilt on top of it. Then what doesn't help the cause is like there's like a bunch of weird stuff like like if you look at it from the like an aerial picture, the runway is kind of shaped like a swastika. Not good.
Wow.
It's so that you can take off in any direction, but
I mean,
does kind of make sense.
If you look at the directions of a swastika, it does make sense.
But
still not great though.
Not a good look.
Especially in 2021.
Yeah. Not a good look. And then the art inside of the that's where it gets real weird. So there's like something like 10% of like anything that like it's either Denver or the Denver airport does 10% of the funding has to go to art exhibits or something crazy like that. Something weird. So there's all this weird ass art. Like there's 2 giant murals where it's like post-apocalyptic, like children from all the countries. Like there's like the world's burning. There's like dead people in like coffins, like weird shit. Like the murals are very strange.
I've been through there twice, and both times I was weirded out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was really young the first time. You know, when you're young and you're like children's intuition kicks in, and that you should listen to that for the rest of your life, but you just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is a weird place.
Yeah.
And then I came back when I was like 16, I think, or 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I started looking around more, and I'm like, this place is messed up.
Well, yeah. So the art's crazy. So then I guess depending on which terminal you come in, there's the I think it's like the Egyptian god of death statue, which is a weird thing to have in a fucking airport
in Denver, Colorado, for goodness sake.
Right, it makes no sense. Then you have like there's a time capsule which is due to be opened on like the 100th anniversary of the thing being built or whatever, but like all of the numbers match up to like some like satanic number. Like if you take the numbers, whatever. I don't know how. I've seen it a zillion times. I just can't do the math for you right now, but like basically there's like some weird satanic numbering for it. I don't know how real it is, but the problem is that the time capsule was put there by the people who like built the airport, which is the New World like Aviation Committee or whatever, New World Order, basically, which it doesn't exist.
What do you mean?
Like that thing that says like this is who put it here never existed, doesn't exist.
I mean, it just did they like do a misprint? Like,
nope.
Do they change
and it has that like Masonic logo thingy on it with like the yeah. So it's got the Masonic logo, and then there's like gargoyles in suitcases like above doors, like which is weird. And then the crazy part is like there's a giant blue fucking horse outside, giant blue horse with red eyes, and it's like they call it Blucifer. We call it Blucifer here in Colorado, and the crazy part is the horse actually killed the person who made it.
It fell on them?
Yeah, it fell on them, severed an artery, and killed the actual person who made it.
That would suck to be.
So there's just so many weird like, and then like Barack Obama was in town in Denver, and like no one knew his whereabouts. I'm sure people knew his whereabouts, but like the common.
It wasn't public knowledge type thing.
But he was in Denver, and when like one of the like potential like days of like reckoning were coming, I think it might have been the Aztec calendar one, maybe
the 12-12-12.
Yeah, something like that. He was in Denver, Colorado, which so they're saying like underneath could be like either the lair for like the demon lair, or like there's like government conspiracy alien shit going on down there. Like not a good look. There's just so many like not good looks.
I mean, a little bit more self-awareness, Denver Airport.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of an odd thought, but has anyone like from the Denver Airport ever said it's not weird?
No, they actually play into it. So they're actually doing a bunch of construction right now. I just dropped my daughter off at the airport like 2 weeks ago. They're doing all this construction and stuff, and literally like there's like little signs that are like, are we building a 5 new restaurants that are going to be really yummy to eat at, or is it where the lizard people are like they're playing into it? Like,
I mean, if it's good for tourism, I guess. But
yeah, so it's one of those things. But yeah, just not a lot of good looks. Like,
yeah, and the Masonic stuff always has weirded me out.
Yeah,
like we have a Masonic hall, like almost every town does here, and they're our only account that we still walk in on. We walk up 2 flights of stairs to get their trash, and we go up there, and they have all sorts of weird, like Civil War era looking shit all over the walls, and they have like some weird logos and like just weird paintings. At one point in my life, I was like, man, I kind of just want to join the Freemasons just to find out what's going on in that building.
You're like, I'm getting in on this. But the crazy part with that is obviously you've seen money. So like some of the logos are the same. You have like the In God We Trust stuff, all that like pyramid, all seeing eye. And then that obviously goes over to the pyramids and all this other stuff. So it's like, is it just like one of the longest running fucking clubs ever? Like,
is the Masonic gonna end up being the Illuminati?
I think that's what people think it is.
I mean, that would be like hiding in plain sight. Like we all just think these are just a bunch of old guys, like, doing
Yeah.
whatever they do in those weird buildings. But really, it's the Illuminati. But I would never think I would see like Kanye West in one.
I mean,
He could be a Freemason for all we know, but I don't know.
he could be. I mean, the thing is like, what better way to be like the all seeing everything than to be like in a bunch of different like fields
In every town. Well, and also they're in every town.
Yeah.
So that would mean that there's an Illuminati chapter in every town, basically.
Dude,
that would make sense, though. That would make sense.
You know, I just thought though, like there's like, do you watch The Office at all?
I don't. My wife does.
Okay, so like The Office is like they're like the Scranton whatever office. Like I just think of like how like they don't do anything like everybody else, and everything else is just like really fucked up how they do things. And I was just thinking of like the Illuminati and like Bakersfield's like just like fucking shit up, and they're like, you're supposed to be doing this, and they're just like, whatever. I'm like, fucking.
No, you're supposed to put up this weird satanic thing at a different time, Clyde.
They're like, come on, Clyde. Jeez. Like, yeah, no, like, but that's the thing is, I think the Illuminati is supposed to have some kind of like Masonic like connection. Freemason.
I mean, yeah, it would be interesting if they were the same thing because it would make more sense. But I have a feeling like I've seen some of the guys who are Freemasons around here. They should not be in the Illuminati. I deserve to be in the Illuminati before George from down the road needs to be in it.
Yeah, but you got to think about the Illuminati. There's got to be if it's the Illuminati, there's got to be levels to it. So they need some dumb people that aren't going to ask too many questions.
I'm dumb.
They're like the worker bees, though. You ask too many questions, though. You'd be like, how come Clyde's over here like drinking blood from the wall?
Yeah, that is true. I wouldn't be good. I'm bad at that type of stuff.
They'd be like, damn it, Trash Man, just stop talking.
If anybody knows me, I've never kept a secret on what I'm buying you for Christmas. I'm definitely not keeping the secrets of the Freemasons.
No,
you're getting a microwave. The Denver airport is where we all meet to eat children.
Like, I mean, that's McDonald's chicken, kid chicken, but I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, it's wild, but I think that's where that all that stuff comes from. Is like there's so many, but then like you think about it, like you see like movies like National Treasure, right, where it's like, oh, look at the Freemasons, and then like you get these glasses that you can see like 6 different fucking layers of things, and there's all this contraptions that were built back in the day, and like it's all really more sophisticated than it should be. I think that's literally what people think, though, is like there's all that it's been like generation to generation. Now here we could start a conspiracy. I think when people are juniors, are you a junior?
No, I am the third.
Oh, so you're like the third in line. So then what if the Illuminati has like a thing where it's like every third generation is actually the same generation in the different bodies. So you're really like you're the first. But so like next generation, your next kid that you name you is really like your great grandpa.
That's weird. I mean, that's just The Sims just like hitting replay though.
But that's why it all ties in, right? So like the Illuminati's running 3 generations, couple deep. Now we're all in a simulation though, and alien life forces is coming in. So we just get all of the conspiracies at once.
I mean, we just connected everything like the time I created Deion Sanders Jr. on Madden in 2004.
Yeah.
I mean, when you break it down like that, anybody can understand it, right?
Right. I mean, well, it's crazy, like though. I mean, that's how conspiracies start, though. Like, what if they're all tied in together? What if that's my scary thing, right? So you have all these conspiracy theories, and some of them are big, like aliens and Freemasons and Illuminati. If just 2 of those are like an actual thing, that's fucking scary. What if we have aliens and the Illuminati? What if the Illuminati? What if the Illuminati is keeping the aliens at bay?
Or the lizard people?
Yeah.
I mean, there are some weird conspiracy theories out there. Like, if you really think about it, like, I mean, I'm not one for logic most of the time, but logically, I don't think there are lizard people roaming the streets.
Well, I mean,
humans can.
No, for sure. No, I don't think they're shapeshifters. That's the thing. Like, right? They'd have to be shapeshifters
They'd have to be.
because you couldn't just be a lizard person walking down the street because then people would be like, "That's a lizard."
I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see like the Geico gecko walking down the road.
Like real size Geico gecko guy would be creepy.
No, not like real size, like human size.
Oh, like no, so like not. That's what I'm saying. Not small, but like he's like our size.
Yeah. I mean, it would be weird, but I'd be like, yo, can I get a break on my car insurance?
Dude, this is going to be the I know you guys are getting close to recording yours, so this is how we're going to end this because this has been super fun and all kinds of crazy. But we did talk about a ton of conspiracies.
Got off on a few tangents. But
got off on a few tangents that we're about to end on a tangent. Who wins in a fight? Flo from Progressive, Mayhem from State Farm, or a full-sized gecko from fucking Geico?
I'm going towards the lizard. I don't know why. I just feel like, let's say Mayhem throws a right hook at, whatever the lizard's name is, the Geico gecko. That's slipping off. That dude's Vaselined up from the start.
That's true.
And I feel like if you hit Flo, she would just keep spewing on about car insurance or like house insurance.
The thing that trips me out about Flo, and I think why I think she's the ultimate underdog in this situation, is she definitely has multiple personalities if you watch those commercials.
I mean, she reminds me of someone I grew up with, Jodi Arias, a little bit. So
wait. You grew up with Jodi Arias?
Yeah, she's from my town.
What? That's kind of a conspiracy. Did she or did she not? No, I'm just kidding.
No, she definitely did. I played baseball with her brother. She came to my All-Star game 2 days after she did it. She definitely did it.
Trashman, have you ever told this story to anyone?
Yeah, I've talked about it before.
Okay.
I think I told Pat about it one time, and he told me I was full of shit. And then he looked up where I was from.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, well, what the hell? And then I told Todd about it, and Todd's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, her little brother, my age. Look it up.
Damn.
Yeah, me and her, she lived like around the block from me. She used to push me on the swings and shit.
That's a little
weird. I know.
Now I was gonna end on like who was gonna win a fight, but like, can we talk about this? Do you start thinking about all of your past experiences ever with that person when you find out that they've killed somebody?
I mean, yeah, instantly. I was.
Like she was at my fifth birthday party. No.
Yeah, no, like she was at like almost every birthday party of mine when I was growing up. That's the weird part, man.
Well, see, we're in a simulation. We're in a matrix. That's how that happens.
Yeah, because me and her younger brother grew up together. We played baseball together from the time we were 6 until we were 15. We were on the same team every year, and he used to travel with us to baseball games, and then the year that happened, we were in an all-star baseball game on the coast, and we got a call from Jody's mom saying, "Hey, Jody's coming to the games. Like, is there like any like hotel rooms available at your guys' hotel?" So we like reserved her a hotel room. My parents paid for the fucking hotel room. And she like just showed up randomly, and we were like, "This is kind of fucking weird." And then,
Trashman, your parents aided and abetted in a fugitive.
I mean, so what happened was when all of this happened, and they found out that she was on the coast when it happened, they like asked like where she got it. She's like, "Oh, like so and so paid for my room, and it was my fucking mom." And they like asked, and they're like, "Did you know anything about this?" And my mom's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." She's like, "Well, Jody's boyfriend's dead, and we were looking for her, and she was on the coast in a room that you paid for." And my mom's like, "Do you think I would do this with a bunch of 13-year-old kids playing baseball? No,
dude, that's wild."
I know the whole Jody. Like, I've had a weird life. Okay. I grew up with Jodi Arias. I deal with Steven Seagal's manager on a daily fucking basis, and the dude has flipped me off multiple times.
And you went to the same college as Aaron Rodgers.
And I went to the same college as Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, and not the big school that he went to, the small school.
No, the small school. I've met Aaron Rodgers' brother.
The one that was on The Bachelor?
Yeah.
Dude, you live in a simulation for sure.
I mean, I might, honestly. Yeah, no, I met, his name's Jordan, right? Jordan Rogers.
Yeah.
I met him at a PV high school football game when I was a freshman in college.
This was after Jody Arias had already killed somebody.
Yeah, after all that. And I went to a PV high school game on just a whim. And I met Jordan Rogers, and I met their dad at a football camp growing up.
I mean, the closest weird thing I have to that is one time I was in DIA, and I literally got on a train to get back after I dropped my daughter off, and it was just me and Ian Ziering in a one of those cart things that take you from terminal to terminal. Do you know who Ian Ziering is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then he became the Sharknado guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe he was there.
You got me thinking. I've been around a lot of weird shit. I was in the same bathroom as Tony Stewart 2 weeks before he ran over that guy.
First off, I'm starting to think maybe you're.
This is all tied to me.
You're the fuck. What's that kid's name? Is it Devin Sawa? No, that's fucking Idle Hands. Who's the kid in Final Destination? That's the kid. That is you, dude.
I mean, possibly. I don't know. Because so Tony Stewart, I met him in a bathroom. I was washing gear oil off my hands at the Silver Dollar Speedway, and he walked in. I didn't realize it was him, and he was pissing at the urinal behind me, and he came up and he washed his hands right next to me as I'm washing my hands. And I struck up a conversation with him, not realizing who he was. Because are you one of these weird people who have to look down whenever you're in a bathroom?
Yeah, I don't
make eye contact in a bathroom.
Same way.
So I finished washing my hands, and he's walking out ahead of me, and I finally look up and I see he has a driver's a fire suit on.
Yeah,
I'm like, huh? And he's like, oh, nice talking to you, man. And he turns around. I'm like, you're Tony fucking Stewart. And he's like, Yep. Didn't realize it was me this whole time. I'm like, nope, you're a lot shorter than I thought you'd be. Did you say that to him? Yep. Oh. He wasn't happy about that, but he definitely knew who I was when I went over to get his autograph later.
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky he wasn't in a car when you said it to him.
No shit, might have ran me over.
And I think that's a good spot to end. Come back next week for Who Shows It Anyway, episode 8, where Claire and Ashley are going to host this podcast, just like it's their podcast.
I mean, that podcast is going to get released before their podcast, technically.
Technically, yeah. They might as well preview it on here. That's basically pretty close. So definitely will be an interesting one. This one's been great for having no research. Trashman, anytime you need a fill in because you get pulled more than anybody on this randomizer.
Yeah, it's like my random drug test at work. I told you when this all started, I'd get pulled more than anyone. Because I get pulled in a randomizer so many times for a drug test at work. And I thought it's because I'm 26. No, I'm just that guy. Okay.
I'm starting to think the world is somehow centered around fucking Trashman, after what I just heard. But that's just a conspiracy theory that I'm going to create. So
I might buy into it.
All right, everyone. This has been Who Shows It Anyway, episode number 7. Thank you for watching.
Peace.